Things my ex did and I still stayed. So the reason why I'm making this video is because for the past 2 days, like I've been seeing a lot of these couples and like, I don't know, it just makes me feel a little bit lonely. But I also saw like this video talking about like, oh, things my ex did and I still stayed. So I kind of want to make one of that my own because I had, I want to say I had like a devious relationship, but I had a really rough one. So I want to like kind of recap and make a video about it because I don't know. Like I feel like when you're in the relationship, because if you were to tell me this like while I was in the relationship or when I just got out of it, like I wouldn't have thought anything crazy of it. But now like that I'm really like developing, my brain is more developed. Looking back at it, it's like obviously I won't be saying the name of this person. I did date them in 7th grade. If you're a really close friend or you're my cousin, you probably know who this person is. Or you could guess, but like, you know, I'm not gonna. Okay, let's get into it. This was before we started dating, but this was like a few days before I asked him out. He gave me a packet of Kool-Aid for my birthday, and I took it. And on top of that, it wasn't even like the big packet, it was like the little tiny packet, and it was grape flavored. He asked me out to go to a school dance, but whenever we got there, he kept leaving me by myself. By the way, the only reason why I literally went was for him, and he kept hanging out with his friends. Also, whenever it came to getting the tickets for that dance, I got the ticket for myself because I thought that he was gonna pay for himself. Like, it was just gonna, you pay, I pay, okay, we go. I get in line and he literally watches me stand in that long ass line, and he comes out and he's like, oh, why didn't you buy me a ticket? You, first of all, you didn't even ask for a ticket. Second of all, if anything, you're supposed to be paying for my ticket. Third of all, why would you just expect somebody to pay for you like that? You didn't even like ask for it or nothing, or you didn't even confirm and be like, or you paid for the ticket. He just automatically thought I was gonna buy it for him. Later on, I did end up paying for that ticket, and he never said thank you. It got to the point where I started crying, and he came up to me and he didn't even say anything, and then he left to go hang out with his friends again, but there was a girl there, and they all just left me by myself. Not even a "are you okay?" The next day after that, I was very upset with him because we have a class together, so I was very upset with him, and he didn't even notice, or he didn't even like come to check up on me. It was only until my friend told him that I was upset that he came up to me and tried to comfort me, but he just like rubbed his hand on my back.
On top of that, I think it was the same day, one of his friends came up to me and was like, oh, he didn't mean to cheat. Like, what do you mean he didn't mean to?
Oh, another thing is that like if there was a problem, like during that whole situation, like if there was a problem, he wouldn't even like come up to me. Like he would get his friends to come up to me, not him. At the end of the day, he did not text me. He did not like try to check up on me or anything, like nothing at all. And I had sent him, like I made this long paragraph, and that's what I'm reading off right now. Like I'm reading off a paragraph that I sent him to like re-jog my memory of all the things that he did. So yeah, I sent him the paragraph, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, or something like that. I don't even remember, but it was like some short little. And that, on top of that, that was the beginning of our relationship. That was the very beginning. Like we started dating November, around the end of November. That was like the beginning of December. Obviously, most of the time when it came to texting, I would text first. One specific time I remember, it was New Year's or Christmas or something, and I had texted I love you, and he never texted it back. Well, I mean, he texted me back, but he never texted I love you back. On Valentine's Day, he never got me anything, which, I mean, I'm not really like a materialistic person, but I mean, you could have something. I don't think I ever confronted him about it or really said anything. Maybe he might have said like Happy Valentine's or something like that, or like I love you. But the next day he gave me a stuffed animal, which he clearly didn't buy. Like it was like I don't know, like a stuffed animal that he had like for his childhood or something like like the ear was literally like cut off or something. Like it was like you could tell that it was an old stuffed animal, and he didn't even give it to me himself. He made one of my friends who was on like his bus give it to me. I was walking out of my class to go to like another class that he was coming out of, which is the class that I was going into. So it was me and my friend walking, and I was like, oh, let me show you my boyfriend or whatever. And so we're walking out, and I say hi to him, and he completely ignores me. There was also another instance in that same hallway where I think it was like the day after Valentine's or something. I don't even remember. But I came up to him, he came up to me. He was almost about to pass me until I was like, hey, and I tried to give him a hug and he tried to dap me up. So it was like this awkward thing of like, you know, whenever you're trying to give somebody a fist bump, but they go for a high five and it's like now y'all like switching and it's like so yeah, it was so awkward that even whenever I went to my class, like later that day, one of his friends who was also my friend, came up to me and was like, oh yeah, he told me what happened. He was saying like that was super awkward. And it was like it was. But like at the same time, why would you try to dap up your girlfriend? Like no hug or nothing. Like a that you give your homies? We would never have a solo FaceTime. Like it would always be like he would be with his friends or like be on the game with his friends or something, like playing a video game, but it would never be like a solo, like one-on-one talk, you know? Second, there was one instance where he knows I don't like him saying the N-word. He is Mexican. I guess I could give away that like he's Hispanic, and I don't really feel comfortable with Hispanics saying the N-word. So um I guess he would try not to say it around me, but one time he slipped up. We were on FaceTime with his friends, and he slipped up and said the N-word, and everyone went quiet, like he freaking knew, and he looked dead into my eyes and hung up on me. I guess this one, some people think like a small or minor or something like that, but I had one time texted him like this little, I had made like a burger or something, like a recipe, and I texted him, I'll show him like, okay, look, like I made a burger, like look, I could cook, and then he texted me, I'm zooted, or it wasn't even I'm zooted, it was like I'm baked or something, and I mean, I guess it's fine to smoke, like I never really had like a problem with him doing it, I guess, but it was just, I guess it was more of the fact like, oh, bro, I'm trying to have a conversation with you, and I'm sure we haven't been talking or something like that, or maybe like he wasn't talking to me, that's why it hurted more. But like I was trying to have a conversation with him and all he's texting like, oh yeah, I'm zooted, I'm high. We actually did share a class together. It was actually like an art class. That's literally like where I asked him out and like everything when we started being friends. And it was at the end of the day, so like we would leave from that class to go to the bus. And whenever he would leave, he would not say bye to me or anything. He would just like leave the classroom, and then whenever he gets into the bus, that's when he'll text me bye, or like he'll make up some excuse, be like, oh yeah, I was in a rush or blah blah blah. But he'll literally do it every day, and I will watch him walk out the door without saying bye to me. Also during that class, he would not sit next to me. I guess granted because I was sitting next to my friends, but like I felt like he wouldn't talk to me unless his friends would be like, oh, is that, ain't you like supposed to be hanging out with your girl or something? Or like one of my friends is like, oh, come sit next to Grace or whatever. But he would never willingly do it, or like he would rarely do it. And it kind of felt like, to me, the vibe that it gave off is like it felt like a chore to be sitting next to each other during class and like talking to each other. So no. And also, whenever he did say bye to me, he would give me a freaking fist bump. And to put like a little cherry on top of the whole like glass thing, he was like a glass clown, kind of in a way. So like the teacher would always be like yelling at him, and it kind of gave me the ick, but I still stayed. So I'm forgetting a very very crucial part, but I'm the one who asked him out first of all. Whenever I asked him out, he never gave me a response right then and there. But the thing was, I had asked him out the day before Thanksgiving break, so you know, like in my head, I was like, okay, if he rejects me, then I have like a whole week to recover. If not, then I guess we're a thing. And so the day that I asked him out, he didn't say anything. He was just like, oh, you have a crush on me? And I was like, yeah. But then our bus came, so we had to leave, I guess. That whole break, mind you, we have a mutual friend. So like he could have got my number, like, you know, during the break from that friend, but he never did. Like he never contacted me or anything. And so I was just like, okay, let me just give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's still thinking about it, or maybe like, I don't know, something. Let me just give him the benefit of the doubt. It wasn't until I think it was either me or like one of my friends went up to him and like asked him. And then I got his number and then I started talking to him from there. So yeah, that, at that point, the relationship hasn't even started. And like during that relationship as well, some of the people that he was friends with were like druggies. Not druggies of sort. One of the guys he was friends with literally like had hella drugs on him, and I'm not that type of person. I mean, smoke your weed, I guess. Do the vapes, but like, why does your friend have Xanax? Yeah, so I don't even know what was like the final like situation that made me want to break up with him, because I'm the one who broke up with him. But I think it was probably like everything just adding up. I think during that time, you know, like when I was talking about the whole like him leaving class and not saying bye to me or like not hanging out with me during class, I think that was like the okay, it's not working out. But everything else I stayed, and then I actually started like gaining sense, and I was like, dang, this dude does not like me. This dude does not like me. So yeah, I think that's when I was just like, let me break up with him. I didn't even break up with him over the phone. At that time, I think I was so mad at him. At that time, I didn't even have his number. I deleted his number because I was so mad at him. He didn't even notice I deleted his number. He didn't even know I deleted his number. That's how much he did not care. So like, I had to use one of my friends to text him and be like, oh yeah, I don't want to be your girlfriend anymore. And then I think my friend texted back that he said like, oh, he doesn't care or something like that. And that's when I knew that this dude did not care about me all along. Why he chose to date me, I don't know. I was probably because I was his first girlfriend. That's why. And also, ooh, this one made me have to pause the video because I thought about two more things. But during our relationship, because I'm bi, he would tell his friends like, oh yeah, I'm so fine, I made her straight.
I look good in the camera right now.
But yeah.
What? This was another one that didn't happen during our relationship, but also I invited him to my birthday party that I had like a little like arcade thing, and he ignored me the entire time, which I guess I let it slide because we weren't dating, but he just like he didn't ignore me, but he barely talked to me. I try to hang out with them, but whenever like I try to, also my friend did it too, like whenever I try to hang out with them, they'll just walk away. My phone keeps pausing the video, which is starting to make me mad, so I'm about to end it right here. But I think I covered like literally everything. Like at the very end of our relationship, I'm not friends with that person. I think I was talking about like something with my friend who was also friends with him, but we're not friends anymore because he told them not to be friends with me after we broke up, even though he was literally talking mess about them, and I told them, but they decided to ignore me because they like to gawk on it. And yeah, but you know, I just wanted to make this video just to reflect. Because I've been seeing a lot of these couples, like, you know, like Nara Smith and her husband. They're so cute. And then there's also like, there's like 3 of these couples at my school that I'm like really jealous of. So, like, I just wanted to like recap that maybe some people are just not it. You know, I'm trying to like shift away from all that right now. So I decided to make this video just to be like, Grace, you know what happened last time. But yeah, that's the end of the video. That's all I got. Use this as a motivation.